So like I was saying before, I messaged Karen Sr. and told them that everybody needs to start parking in your driveway. That didn't go over well, like I told you. So, but they still ignored it, as you can tell by the last video I put on YouTube. They didn't like it. But yeah, when my daughter was living with us, and her ex-boyfriend and their friends parked in their driveway behind the house, they got a hold of our landlord and told them that they didn't want them parking there. That was their driveway and they don't want them parking there. So I told my daughter and her ex-boyfriend, because they're not together anymore, and told their friends to not park in their driveway anymore. But yet they still park in mine. We don't walk down their driveway, but yet they walk down ours. We don't even go out the back door. So, just, okay. Anyways, that didn't go over too much. So, and I told you about the party, which, yeah, that was traumatizing. Okay, done with that one, I guess. Here we go. In April of 2020, my husband took our dogs out, and Karen Sr. came out, and because his dad, once again, is parked in my driveway, and he saw that my husband was out, so, with the dogs, so he ran to his front door, yelled up to Karen Jr., his brother, and told them that my husband was outdoors. And then he went back to his dad's truck and got in his truck, and he looked at me and smiled and backed out of my driveway and left. As soon as they left, Karen Jr. came out of the door like a bat out of you-know-where, went right up to my husband. Right up to him. No more than about this far away from his face. About this far away from his face. And mind you, April 2020. What was in place in April 2020? Mask mandates, social distance, and all that, right? Yeah. Well, anyways, got into his face, and he told him that if you ever call my stepson the N-word, then I'm gonna knock your teeth in. And both me and my husband were saying, what? He says, I got a video of you calling my 14-year-old stepson an N-word. Because, his stepson is African American. But, when he said that, when my husband said that to his 14-year-old son, it was snowing out. Okay? We only take the dogs out. We don't stay outdoors unless we have to shovel and take the dogs out. We didn't have money to even buy alcohol at that time, because, they said he was drunk saying that. And we didn't have any money back then. And my husband would not call a 14-year-old the N-word. He wouldn't. He calls rap music the N-word because we've had it shoved down our throats for 2 years now. Well, even more than that. longer than that since they moved in, but it got worse since 2000. So, couldn't figure out why he was saying that. And mind you, he's doing his face right here. Then he turned around and chest bunded my husband in the chest. And mind you again, we have neighbors across the street that was out, and they were looking at him and with their mouth open going, what is he doing? Didn't know what to say. So, I went down there and tried to defuse it, and he pointed right at me and he says, woman, you get back into your apartment before I hit you. I told him to get the hell off my driveway, or I'm calling the cops. And trust me, we called the cops at least 3 times a month. So, he left, and I asked my husband, because, I know he didn't say it. I just wanted to ask him. I said, did you say that? And he said, no. When did I get a chance to say that? And I said, never. He said, yeah. The only time when I said that's when I was beating on the ceiling, calling them to turn the damn N-word music off. I said, yeah, I know, I was up. So that's how that started. Then, a few days later, remember that 2007 Ford Focus that I sold to his brother? Well, one day my husband was taking our dogs out, and we saw a camera, a surveillance camera, on the roof of the car, because it's still in our driveway. We've asked up 2 times for them to take it to their own driveway, and it was on the roof of their car, pointed right at our front door. So, I got a hold of Karen Jr.'s brother, Senior, and I told him, I says, tell your brother to get the camera off the car and stop pointing at my front door, or I'm going to call the cops. And he tried to tell me it wasn't a camera, that it was a strobe light. I was born, but I wasn't born yesterday. I know what a security camera looks like. And would you take a strobe light and shine it up into your windows of your